Good morning everyone. Myself Indranil Mandal, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department. Today I am going to present an important topic, application of lever rule in iron carbide phase diagram related to materials engineering. Let's start the session. For a 99.6 weight percentage iron, 0.4 weight percentage carbon at a temperature just below the eutectoid, determine the following: the amount of iron carbide, ferrite and pearlite, the amount of pearlite and pro-eutectoid ferrite. You have to find out the solution of this problem by applying lever rule. This is iron carbide phase diagram. You see this is alpha ferrite and Fe3C means iron carbide, gamma means austenite. This is liquidous line. This is temperature versus weight percentage carbon diagram. You have to first find out the amount of iron carbide in 0.4 percentage of carbosteel. By applying lever rule, percentage of iron carbide is equal to 0.4 minus 0.025 by 6.67 minus 0.025 multiplied with 100. Percentage of iron carbide in 0.4 percentage carbon steel is 5.64 percentage. Percentage of ferrite in 0.4 percentage carbon steel is equal to 100 minus 5.64 percentage. That becomes percentage of ferrite in 0.4 percentage carbon steel is equal to 94.36 percentage. Alternatively, you can find out percentage of ferrite is equal to 6.67 minus 0.04 by 6.67 minus 0.025 multiplied with 100. That becomes 94.36 percentage. Phase fraction of pearlite and pro-eutectoid ferrite. Percentage of pearlite you can find out by applying lever rule again. 0.4 minus 0.025 by 0.8 minus 0.025 multiplied with 100. That becomes percentage of pearlite is equal to 48 percentage. Percentage of pro-eutectoid ferrite in 0.4 percentage carbon steel is equal to 100 minus 48 percentage. That becomes percentage of pro-eutectoid ferrite is equal to 52 percentage. Percentage of pro-eutectoid ferrite is equal to 0.8 minus 0.4 by 0.8 minus 0.025 multiplied with 100. That becomes 52 percentage. So by applying phase from the phase diagram, application of lever rule, you can find out the solution of this problem. Critical temperature lines. This is carbon content and this is temperature. In general, A suffix 0 is subcritical temperature, A1 is lower critical temperature and A3 is upper critical temperature. A4 is eutectic temperature, A5 is peritectic temperature, A suffix Cm is austenite plus cementite phase field boundary. While heating we denote it as AC1, AC2, AC3, AC4, etc. C stands for surface, French word, which means heating, and while cooling we denote it as AR1, AR2, AR3, etc. R stand for refroidissement, French word, which means cooling. Critical temperature lines. See, the upper and lower critical temperature lines are shown as single lines under equilibrium conditions and are sometimes indicated as AE3, AE1, etc. When the critical lines are actually determined, it is found that they do not occur at the same temperature. The critical line on heating is always higher than the critical line on cooling. Therefore, the upper critical line of a hypoeutectoid steel on heating would be labeled AC3, this one, and the same line on cooling AR3, this one. The rate of heating and cooling has a definite effect on the temperature gap between these two lines. The results of thermal analysis of a series of carbon steels with an average heating and cooling rate of 11 degree Fahrenheit per minute as shown in this figure. With infinitely slow heating and cooling, they would probably occur at exactly the same temperature. Effect of alloying elements on iron-iron carbide phase diagram. Based on stabilizing austenite, manganese, nickel, cobalt, copper, zinc increase the range in which gamma phase or austenite is stable by raising A4 and lowering A3 temperature, and also tend to retard the separation of carbides. These elements have gamma phase-centered cubic crystal structure or similar structure in which these elements are more soluble than ferrite, and this is why in the alpha plus gamma 2 phase equilibrium these segregate in austenite in preference to ferrite. Elements like carbon and nitrogen, interstitial solid solution forming elements, are also austenite stabilizers. Based on stabilizing ferrite, chromium, molybdenum, vanadium, silicon, aluminium, lead, zinc, zirconium increase the range of alpha phase by lowering A4 and raising A3 temperatures. These elements have a alpha phase, body-centered cubic crystal structure or similar structure, and thus in alpha plus gamma 2 phase equilibrium. These elements segregate in ferrite in preference to austenite. These elements decrease the amount of carbon soluble in austenite and thus tend to increase the volume of the free carbide in the steel for a given carbide content. Chromium is a special case of these elements as a low concentrations. Chromium lowers A3 temperature and raises A4, but at high concentration raises A3 temperature. Overall, the stability of austenite is continuously decreased. Effect of alloying elements on austenite phase region, manganese and chromium, is temperature versus percentage carbon. Manganese is austenite stabilizer. Increasing manganese, expansion of gamma phase field also increases. This is outline of the gamma phase field, and this one is outfield of the gamma phase field. Chromium is ferrite stabilizer, shrinking gamma phase field with increase of chromium. This is also temperature versus percentage of carbon graph. This is 5% chromium, this one is 0% chromium, this one is 12% chromium, this one is 15% chromium. And from this diagram, see, this line is 6.5% manganese and red line shows 0.35% manganese. Effect of alloying elements on iron-iron carbide phase diagram. Carbide forming elements. Important elements in this class are arranged in order of increasing affinity for carbon and thus the carbide forming potential of the element from iron to zirconium source. For example, vanadium is added in steel having chromium and molybdenum with insufficient carbon. Then vanadium first removes carbon from chromium carbide. The remaining vanadium then removes carbon from molybdenum carbide and forms its own carbide. The released chromium and molybdenum dissolve to form solid solution in austenite. Graphitizing elements. Silicon, nickel, copper, aluminium are common graphitizers. Small amount of these elements in steel can graphitize it and thus impair the properties of steel unless elements of austenite stabilizers are present to counteract the effect. Neutral element. Cobalt is the only element which neither forms carbide nor causes graphitization. Effect of eutectoid composition. All the elements lower the eutectoid carbon content. Titanium and molybdenum are the most effective in lowering it. For example, a steel with 5% chromium has its eutectoid point at 0.5% carbon as compared to 0.8% in carbon steels. High-speed steel has eutectoid point at 0.25% carbon. Effect of eutectoid temperature. Elements like nickel, manganese, that is the austenite stabilizers, lower the eutectoid temperature at 727 degrees Celsius. Ferrite stabilizers like chromium, vanadium, etc. raise the eutectoid temperature. This figure shows the effect of alloying element on eutectoid temperature. This is for nickel, this is for manganese, chromium, silicon, this tungsten, this is molybdenum, this one is titanium. Eutectoid transformation temperature in degrees Celsius versus alloying element in percentage. This figure shows effect of alloying element on effective carbon content. This is for titanium, this for molybdenum, this one for tungsten, this one is for silicon, this for manganese, chromium, and this for nickel. This eutectoid carbon content versus alloying element in percentage. Limitations on iron-iron carbide phase diagram. Iron-iron carbide diagram represents behavior of steels under equilibrium conditions, whereas the actual heat treatments of steels are normally under non-equilibrium conditions. The diagram does not indicate the character of transformation of austenite such as to bainite or martensite. The diagram does not indicate the presence of metastable phases like martensite or bainite. It does not indicate the temperature of start of martensite or bainite. It does not indicate the kinetics of the transformation of austenite to martensite, bainite, or even pearlite. It does not indicate the possibilities of suppressing the pearlitic or bainitic transformations. So, iron-iron carbide phase diagram can be understood by knowing the presence of various phases in different phase regions of the diagram, their relative properties and various temperatures and compositions at which phase transformations take place. The iron carbon phase diagram shows the presence of many phases and micro constituents such as ferrite, austenite, cementite, pearlite, and ledebburite. Ferrite is practically pure iron containing only 0.006% carbon at room temperature. The name ferrite comes from the Latin word ferrum, which means iron. It is also called as alpha iron. Ferrite is relatively soft and ductile phase. Austenite is a solid solution of carbon in gamma iron and derives its name from pioneer metallurgographer WCR. Cementite is a interstitial compound of iron containing 6.67% of carbon and having a chemical formula of iron carbide. Pearlite is an intimate mixture of ferrite and cementite. It has a distinct laminar structure and consists of alternate layers of ferrite and cementite. Pearlite is so called because of the lustrous mother of pearl appearance. It sometimes presents in the microscope. Similar to pearlite, ledebburite is also a microconstituent consisting of a mixture of two phases, austenite and cementite. It is obtained when the liquid alloy containing 4.3% carbon is cooled below 1148 degrees Celsius. Below 727 degrees Celsius, austenite of ledebburite changes to pearlite, giving it a characteristic appearance under microscope. Solidification of liquid iron-carbon alloys can be explained with the help of iron-carbon phase diagram. Solidification of molten alloy begins at the liquidus temperature with the formation of delta iron, austenite or cementite depending upon the carbon content in the alloy. More and more liquid is transformed to the above phases as the solidification continues. The alloy becomes completely solid when solidus temperature is reached. Further decrease in temperature of the solid alloy results in solid to solid phase transformations. After solidification and on cooling up to room temperature, the microstructure of alloys will consist of certain phases and of micro-constituents. Ferrite and cementite form from austenite at upper critical temperatures. Pearlite is present in all the iron-carbon alloys and it forms when austenite is cooled below lower critical temperature. Amounts of these phases and microconstituents are determined by applying the Rivard rule for the given composition of the alloy and at the desired temperature. The microstructure shows the presence of pearlite and ferrite microconstituents. Steel containing 0.77% carbon consists of or 100% pearlite. When pearlite is seen under higher magnifications, it shows alternate parallel lamellae of ferrite and cementite in a pearlitic grain. An equilibrium diagram shows various phase transformations which take place in an alloy system under equilibrium conditions of heating and cooling. But when an alloy is either heated or cooled at faster rates, some other phase transformations may occur which are shown in the equilibrium diagram. these phases will have better mechanical properties than equilibrium phases of iron carbon alloys. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and stay connected. Thank you very much.